Right now, beneath the pavement of one of the busiest cities on Earth, a raging river is tearing through ancient brick tunnels in total darkness. But in the summer of 1846, that dark water didn't stay hidden. Along King's Cross Road, the cobblestones began to bulge. Then the street violently erupted upward, tearing the road to pieces. The blast leveled nearby poorhouses and sent a massive shockwave miles down the tunnel. The force was so intense it actually blew out into the River Thames, smashing a steamboat against the arches of Blackfriars Bridge. A natural body of water had effectively detonated. Understanding how a river turns into a bomb requires a forensic look at what happens when a growing metropolis tries to erase its own geography. The source of that explosion is the River Fleet, and looking at these quiet waters, the Hampstead Ponds, miles north of the city center, it's hard to imagine them destroying a city block. As we can see on this map, the Fleet dives underground here at the edge of the Heath. It then flows for 4 miles through a sprawling subterranean network, carving a path all the way down to the Thames. That 1846 blast was an inevitable consequence of physics. When you pour millions of tons of concrete and brick over a live river, the water, and the pressure, has to go somewhere. Centuries before it was paved over, the Fleet formed the western boundary of Roman London. In Anglo-Saxon times, it was a wide tidal basin dotted with healing springs, earning it the title the River of Wells. But as London swelled, the river became an open-air dump. Tanneries pumped in toxic dyes, thousands of homes drained their waste directly into the current, and butchers at the nearby Smithfield Market tossed in animal carcasses and blood. Look at this 1740 painting of the Fleet's mouth. Following the Great Fire of 1666, architect Christopher Wren tried to rescue the waterway by carving it into a pristine, stone-lined canal with decorative bridges. The attempt failed almost immediately. Cargo barges ignored it, the current stagnated, and the new canal quickly choked on dead dogs and sludge, earning a new name, the infamous Fleet Ditch. By treating a major topographical feature as a limitless municipal garbage disposal, the city turned a thriving commercial artery into an unbearable public health hazard. Local authorities decided to simply hide the mess. Over the 18th and 19th centuries, they built brick arches directly over the water, covering the river mile by mile to reclaim the land above. This diagram shows exactly why that was a dangerous plan. When you trap organic waste in a sealed tube, bacteria release highly flammable methane gas. Lacking ventilation, the methane had nowhere to go. It expanded, pushing against the masonry as pressure climbed to a breaking point. Eventually, the tunnel reached its physical limit. A single, unidentified spark ignited the pressurized methane and blew King's Cross Road wide open. They tried to bury an ecological disaster without accounting for the underlying chemistry. In doing so, they engineered a literal time bomb out of basic city infrastructure. The city needed an intervention. Following the Great Stink of 1858, when the smell of the Thames brought Parliament to a standstill, the government turned to civil engineer Joseph Bazalgette. In response, Bazalgette integrated the Fleet into a massive citywide interceptor sewer network. He diverted the foul waste, properly ventilated the tunnels, and repurposed the old riverbed as a heavy-duty storm drain. He realized that successful urban engineering requires adapting to natural forces, giving the water the space and structure it needs to flow safely. Despite centuries of concrete, engineering, and aggressive expansion, the waterways that birthed our cities remain permanent. We can trap them in brick and hide them in the dark, but they never really go away.